Thank you, Breda, for your very kind introduction, and good morning, everybody. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to this annual Environmental Service Conference. As you know, this conference was scheduled to take place in Portlaoise in April. So right about at this point in the programme, we'll be advising you as to the location of fire exits, toilets, parking, and so on. But I take it you're all well familiar with your own domestic or office surroundings, so no need for all that. I understand there may be up to 200 participants logging in this morning, so I hope you all get real value from the 2 days and that you can use the technology to contribute to the proceedings or to get answers to your questions. I want to thank in advance all our expert speakers who will be presenting over the next 2 days, covering a wide range of interesting topics and priority issues in the area of climate science, climate action policy, climate action at local level, waste management, and the circular economy. Now, I'd like to draw your attention by way of a promotion to the various new training programs on offer through the regional training centres. Firstly, at level 7, we have a new certificate in waste regulation, and this course aimed at local authority waste enforcement officers is being developed by Sligo IT on behalf of the Environmental Services Training Group and in conjunction with the Waste Enforcement Regional Lead Authorities. It's planned to roll out in early 2021. This course will replace the previous 2-day modules on waste policy and legislation and the regulation of waste activity. The syllabus will include salient content of policy, legislation and regulation required by waste enforcement officers and will enhance professional competence and bring further consistency to the enforcement of waste legislation and regulations. It is also, we contend, it would also provide certainty of investment potential for all stakeholders within the waste industry. The second new course is a certificate in the implementation of environmental legislation, and again at level 7. This course is aimed at a range of local authority staff across the various sectors such as planning, environment, community development, excuse me, and capital projects. It's being developed by a local authority and IT Carlo, a working group with planned rollout in early 2021. And the course will focus on the requirements of compliance with European environmental directives, particularly as it applies to projects, plans and programs. I regard this myself as being critical to the advancement of continued competence and relevant knowledge in local authorities, covering as it does the ever expansive area of environmental legislation, including appropriate assessment, strategic environmental assessment, environmental reports, Natura impact, SACs, and the whole ambit in that area. The third area I want to mention this morning is the Climate Action Training Programme, and compliments to all the staff in the Climate Action Regional Office for progressing this. A programme is currently being developed by Caro, outlining the suite of courses to be developed in this area. In summary, the following is the current status. There's a module for elected members and senior staff. That's a half-day programme under development by Limerick IT in conjunction with the Local Authority Services National Training Group and the Climate Action Regional Office. And it's piloted on November the 27th with a view to rolling out early 2021. Secondly, the climate action teams, and this is a 3-day programme for climate action teams, has been piloted online and will be rolled out again early next year. The behavioural change programme is an interesting one, and this programme will be aimed at frontline staff and is currently under development. Again, that's to commence sometime early next year. For indoor staff and planning staff and technical staff, this online training will be developed in 3 45-minute modules and will be interactive in nature. And rollout on a pilot basis has already commenced. And finally, there's a module for outdoor staff training, and the development of a half-day practical training for local authority outdoor staff is underway. And this will be again to commence early 2021. In my view, the training provided by local authorities in association with the regional training centres is to be highly commended, not alone in the content and the standard of training that is provided, but also in bringing together people so that valuable knowledge and experience can be shared amongst all stakeholders across the sector. I'm also grateful for the continuous support of the Department of Environment, Climate and Communications and their clear acknowledgement as to the necessity of continuous learning for staff in the sector. I also wish to convey my thanks to the Environmental Protection Agency and their various representatives over the years for their continuing support since this conference first started, and for their ongoing commitment to assisting local authorities in achieving high levels of environmental performance across all codes. Before I conclude, I wish to convey my thanks to the organising committee of the Environmental Services Training Group for their efforts in planning the conference, and to Roisin Smith for her expert touches in putting the whole thing together. Just finally, and I beg your indulgence for this for a moment, I know there is a Tipperary man amongst us who's more than a little disappointed at Tipperary's early exit from the Munster Championship. But for those who know him and worked with him for many years, I can tell you that our disappointment at his imminent retirement is nothing by comparison to a single loss on a hurling field. And that person, of course, is Tom Kirby, a man who is synonymous with professional training for many decades. And he has served his own county and the sector very well, and be a huge loss to us all. And if you're with us here this morning, Tom, and if you're listening in, I want to congratulate you on a magnificent career. And I also want to compliment you for the cooperative and genial manner in which you interacted with people. And we wish you and your family every health and happiness into the future. So I just hand you back and wish you all a very successful attendance at this two-day conference. Thank you.